We are going to talk today about making a base for your Indian curries. We're going to answer some pressing questions. The first one is, did I buy this sweatshirt with the holes, or did I buy it and then put the holes in it? Well, I bought it with the holes, so I paid a little extra for the holes. Go figure. My husband's always teasing me about it, so I figured let me just address it right off the bat. Anyway, now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about what I mean in my recipes when I say coarsely chop your onion, ginger, garlic, take them and grind them down in a food processor. I've got a mini food processor that I'm going to work with today. In my kitchen over the years, I've built up from one large food processor to two, a large one and a mini, to do quick, smaller batches of grinding down ingredients like onion, ginger, garlic, and chilies. Now keep in mind, there's no one perfect way to do it. There's many different ways too, but why do we grind our onion, ginger, garlic down and then put them in our curries? Well, it makes for a smoother curry. So if you don't want to bite down on those items when you're cooking, or if you want a smoother look to your curry or gravy, you're going to want to use this technique. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is if you want to see that onion brown a little bit more, then you want to keep them separated, because if you put them together, you know onion has more moisture than a ginger or a garlic. It never really dries up your contents when you're cooking, and so it makes everything a little bit more mushy. If that's what you're going for, that's fine, but for some recipes we're not. So today I'm actually going to be working on a Dal Makhani in my Instant Pot, and so I want to grind down these ingredients separately. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So let's go. We're going to have some fun in the kitchen. So here we go with our first ingredient that's going to go into our food processor. That is the onion. When I want you to grind down onion, ginger, garlic, I usually in my recipes say roughly chopped. And what I mean by that, I just want to show this to you, is that it's just roughly chopped. It's not minced, it's not diced beautifully. It's roughly chopped because you're going to let your food processor do your work for you. So here we go. We've got this in. And remember too, onions in the United States have a lot more water content than the onions that we find in India. They're these little tiny, almost like shallots, red onion. So that's why we want to make sure again that we grind them down separately from the other ingredients. Here we go. Not much to it. We're going to take this apart. Let's take the blade out just to be safe. And then we're going to take this and we're going to shift it, move it to a bowl. And remember too, I always like to say with Indian food, ingredients really are incredibly forgiving. So you don't have to, I guess I should say recipes are incredibly forgiving. You don't have to worry if it's a small onion that looks kind of like it, maybe a medium onion, maybe it's, you know, a little extra ginger, a little extra garlic. Don't worry about it. The key is a level of balance. So if you're going to increase your onion, you're going to increase your garlic and ginger a little bit. You should be good on the back end. I do encourage folks that are newer to Indian cooking though to really follow my recipes to the T so you understand what the dish should taste like, and then you can modify it for yourself later. So we've got the onion. Now it's not completely smooth. You can grind it until it is. I don't mind a little texture in my dish, so I'm going to leave it pretty much smooth. Now I've got my ginger and my garlic going in. And remember, again, roughly chopped. Here's something that's important. You do not need to wash your food processor in between because it's all going to go into that same dish. And here we go. There you are. And we're going to take this out and we're going to transfer this to another bowl. If you get your act together, which I don't always do, and you want to save this in a jar, it'll last about a week in your fridge. You could also put it into ice cube trays and freeze it. You don't need to put any oil or water in the cubes. Just stuff the cubes with this, and then you can pop it out and drop it into your meal. Maybe put it in a bowl in the morning, let it defrost, whatever you want to do. Now you want to be a little careful. We're going to do the chilies. You can cut them in half, or I just have them whole. And I'll probably have to run them twice to make sure they do grind down. Remember though, when you cut your chilies down, they do let off a lot of heat, so you want to make sure you don't have your face right over above your food processor when you're doing this. And I've got a little bit of content right in here. I'm going to go ahead and scrape that out, just because I don't want to lose anything. I like to use it all up. So delicious. All right, here we go. And for us in Indian cooking, I say it all the time, we're not really finicky about taking, I can smell that heat coming off of the food processor. See that? Excuse me. Well, see, you've got me giving you the blow by blow. This is why I tend not to get too close. And this is like really me in my kitchen cooking for my day, guys. I'm not sugarcoating anything. This is the way it goes. All right. Because if you don't see this happening, you think you're going through it and somehow I magically didn't. I tend not to clean up my videos because I really want you to see exactly how you're going to process all this stuff and what is going to happen, what can happen, what can't happen. I burn stuff. I'm not perfect with my cooking, and I really don't follow a lot of folks that make it look too easy because, frankly, I don't think that's realistic. If they're on TV, if they are doing video, likely they're taking quite a few takes to show you what they are doing. I'd rather just show you blow by blow. Here we go. So this is, it had a little bit of ginger garlic in there. It's okay. This is my chilies. I have not taken the seeds out or the veins out. You don't need to do that. If you're worried about the chilies being too hot for you in the dish, don't do this step. Put them in whole into your dish and then pull them out before you're going to eat, or slice them lengthwise in half. Either way. So there you have it. We've got our onion. We've got our ginger garlic, and we've got our chilies, and we're going to be ready to make our dal makhani.